Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We got us a beer here from the Maine Beer Company, and they are out of Freeport, Maine. I have done several other beers here, guys, and I have some subscribers. I can get a limited supply of some of their beers. I have not done this one. I have done a couple of them here, and I've had some subscribers send me some from up here, the ones that are not sent down here. So they do some pretty damn tasty stuff. This was sent to me by Margaret and all the guys up at Maine Beer Company, and they sent me a Christmas card and a t-shirt, and all of them have signed it here on the inside. So Margaret, I appreciate you guys taking the time to do that. And matter of fact, one of them says happy birthday to me, so evidently they know my birthday's coming up in a couple of days, so very nice of them to do that, so I do appreciate it. Just goes to show you that probably first class operation going on up there. Just a little too damn cold up there for me. I have been to Maine one time before. Was up there in March back in the 70s, late 70s, and saw the ocean froze. Was come up in one of the bays, and I couldn't figure it. It was right at daylight. We've been driving all night. My hands wet at the wheel, and went up to see some cousins that were in the military up there, and I couldn't figure out what I was looking at. And then once they got light enough to tell, it was the ocean froze. I'm going, I'd never seen the ocean froze, so too damn cold for this boy. All right, let's get on with this. This is Mo. This is their Pale Ale. 6% ABV on this beer, and it's a fairly big bottle. This is I think it's 1 pint 9 fluid ounces. 1 pint 9 fluid ounces. 6%, and got the date on it. This one was done on November 17th of 2015. So just a touch over a month old. And it says Mo, aka Madeline and Oliver. Welcome to the world. Daniel, my brother from the brewery, had twins while starting a brewery. Cheers to his courage and beer making skills. And their little thing here, it says, drink this beer fresh, do what's right. So, once again, thanks guys for putting the little package together, and the card, the t-shirt, and the beers that you sent. I do appreciate it. Well, let's get on with this one. Commercial description says, our first run in American Pale Ale flavors and aromas of zesty citrus, passion fruit, and pine present themselves throughout. A very subtle malt sweetness for balance, but this is intended to finish dry. Food pairings for this beer: American Pale Ale. Cuisine is Pan-Asian. Your cheeses are earthy counterburnt patina. Your nutty cheeses, Asiago Colby Parmesan. Your tangy cheeses, Brickadam and Feta. And the meat is poultry, it says here for this. Glass for the pint backer, Nordic tumbler, Stein Seidel. I'm using my favorite glass, the Solomon beer glass, guys, and not recommended for extended cellaring. So without further ado, let's get the top off of this. Get it into the glass. Very light colored. And that's about all we're going to pour. I'm going to share the other half of that with the other half. A nice amber color, a light amber color. A lot of bubbles streaming up. Looks very well carbonated. About a half a finger of head on that pour. Probably got a little more if I'd filled it up a little bit more with that pour, but I'm going to share some of it. It's the season. Let's get a nose on it. Oh yeah. Wonderful hop aroma for a pale ale. Very hop forward. You definitely want to drink this fresh. Very citrusy. Lighter tropical fruit notes in there. And like I said, some passion fruit. Maybe some mango, some oranges. Wonderful pine and grapefruit smell. Very juicy smelling, very piney. Well, first beer of the day, it's that time. Let's get it on. Cheers, Margaret. Cheers all you guys up there at Maine Beer Company. Stay warm, my brothers. That is delicious. That is delicious. If not for having a low bitterness and being a pale ale, the aroma would tell you that it's an IPA. I mean, I've had IPAs that don't have the hop presence this does. But it's not bitter. Very easy drinking. 6%. Very sessionable. No alcohol taste whatsoever. Wow, very well made beer. They do some pretty tasty stuff in New England. Vermont and Massachusetts and Maine. Man, I've had some beers sent to me from up there, and they are doing some really tasty stuff. Very reminiscent to me of some West Coast style. A lot of pine, grapefruit, pineapple taste, strong hop presence, real resinous hop presence to the beers. So, well, let me take it back and pour her a glass and see where this ends up. Pretty damn impressive right now. I'll be right back when we do the final chug and grade. Hey guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here. Been sipping on it probably about 40 minutes or so. I will tell you a quick note. When I cut the camera off, we poured the other half of the bottle. And hers was substantially more cloudier than what mine is. So evidently it's a bottle conditioned beer or an unfiltered beer. So, I mean, I get that a lot of times, guys, when I have the bigger bottles and I'll pour half in my glass and it's all perfectly clear. Then we pour the other half, the bottom half in there, and it's kind of cloudy. So, oh well, that's the way it goes. Let's do the final chug on this one. Very nice beer. Citrusy, piney, grapefruit, passion fruit, mango, oranges. Very delicious. Hardly any bitterness. Now it's not overly sweet. Just the right amount of bitterness on this. I don't have the IBUs on this, but I would think it would be pretty low, 50 or less. Not bitter at all. Very easy drinking. A nice hoppy beer for somebody that may want to get into something a little more hoppy without all the bitterness that a lot of the IPAs have. So, very delicious beer. I do appreciate Margaret and all the guys and gals up there at Maine Beer Company sending me my little package and the beers that they sent. I do appreciate it, and the one guy that said happy birthday to me. So evidently those guys watch my reviews and stuff, and I do appreciate that. So, very tasty beer. Wonderful beer. You guys up there in Maine, very lucky to have breweries that brew such awesome beers. Very tasty. And I didn't buy this one, but I would buy this again if I could. I don't have to check to see if I can get this. Like I said, this may be available here, and if it is, I'm gonna pick me up some. No doubt about it. All right, as far as I'm concerned, guys, it's very, very tasty. I was on the fence there between a 9 and a 10, but there's no reason not to give this beer a 10. For a hoppy pale ale, it's delicious. It's just, I mean, probably one of the better hopped up pale ales. Low bitterness, big juicy hop resin on this. I get the tropical fruit notes, oranges and all that stuff, like I said. Very delicious. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead I'm going to give this beer a 10. 100 in the scale. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 95, world class. I agree, it's a world class beer. It's very tasty. If you can get your hands on it and you haven't tried it, you need to pick it up, especially if you're a hophead. And over to Rate Beer says overall 99 and 100 in the style. So we got 90s all around and a 100 in the style here. So I'm going to go ahead and join that crowd with them. I'm going to give it to 100 too. There's no reason not to. Very tasty beer. Very tasty hopped up pale ale. Nice representation of the style. Alright, we're going to leave it at that, guys. If you've had Mo, aka Madeline and Oliver from Maine Beer Company, let me know what you think. And come on back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in the fridge.